Hello, I'm Andrew Martini. I'm with Heidelberg, USA, and today I'll be introducing you to our Gallus One. We'll be walking through the machine from what we call upstream, which is before our digital print unit, all the way downstream or after the digital print unit. So come with me and we'll start. So everything always starts here at the unwinder. Every press will come with a cart your operators can use to take material off and on without hurting their backs. First thing, after they load the material, you have your splice table. Use this for changing out rolls, clamp it, add your tape splice, take the old material out. It's very simple. Next thing we have is what we call our web cleaner. Pretty market standard, it's very easy to use, just like a lint roller for your shirt. You run it, it picks up all the dust and dirt off the material and sticks it onto these rollers. And how that works, so if you're running a paper, you don't want sticky on top of that paper, it could potentially damage your substrate. We have these blue rollers that as you're running gets a static charge on it and it picks up dust and dirt and then sticks it to the sticky roller, so you never have any glue on your substrates. The next thing we have that's unique to us is we have these little sensors right up here, just two of them. And what those do is that is our splice detector. What that does is completely autonomously, if your operator is by the machine, if they're gone eating lunch for some reason or they've stepped outside for something and the machine's by itself, it automatically detects if there's a splice. And what it does is it protects your print heads in the printing unit. What it does is when a splice runs past those sensors, it'll lower the media down to where it's not going to damage your print heads, keeps running, and then once the splice is gone, it automatically moves it back up and starts printing again, completely autonomously, so you don't have a stop because of the splice. The next thing we have is a big differentiator for us, is this unit right here, this big silver unit. This is an inline corona treater. It comes standard on every single machine we have, even if you have a hybrid configuration or just a digital roll-to-roll. Why it differentiates us is a lot of our competition, they require pre-treated material or a priming station. This eliminates the need for that. So any adhesion issues you have with your ink, simply just click on the corona unit and then your adhesion's back where it needs to be. No need for buying primer or more expensive material. Next unit is our web guide. This unit is here to keep the material straight as it runs through the machine. You have a small sensor right here that's shaped like a C. You put the edge of the material on it, and as it runs through, if you get a wavy material from the substrate, this will pivot and turn and keep it straight as it runs through the machine. Then we come along to our Gallus Label Master Flexo head. This unit is a hybrid unit. We have two flexo heads upstream before our digital unit, and this one is also equipped with what we call a turn bar. This is for two-sided printing. If you needed to, you can remove the liner, print one color directly onto the glue, and then reline it, the liner back up with the material. It turns over and you're able to print on the front side, all in one pass. Our flexo units are market standard. They're very good flexo units, and they're known for having a very short web path, so it saves you money on material too. And the way they're designed is you have your UV unit right here, so it's curing right as it's printing. And then to keep it even shorter, the impression cylinder that it's printing on is also water cooled, so it's chilling as it prints, as it cures. So you don't have to have additional web path for all those different processes. Which brings us to our digital print unit. There have been a lot of innovations in this unit to make it easy on your operators. So I'll start with one of our first big differentiators, is our cleaning system. You see this big rack right here. This is our cleaning system. Unlike a lot of our competition, with this system, we've eliminated the need for operators to be in here wiping the heads by hand. So how it works is you have this cleaning tray, you have two slots. What it'll do, this whole assembly moves to the back side of the machine. And as that happens, you have one slot that is spraying cleaner, and then one right behind it that's like a vacuum that's sucking the cleaner and dust and dirt off. and then that's the cleaning process. You're not purging ink when you do your cleaning. A lot of our competition, they're selling you expensive ink, and then every time you have to do a printhead cleaning, you're dumping it down, you're purging ink. The second cleaning system we have that's attached to this as well is what we call our ultrasonic cleaning station. So attached to every single color, there's a bath, a little circle bath that gets filled up with our cleaning solution, and it uses ultrasonic technology to break apart and get clean into the nozzles better than you could by hand. So the benefit of that is operators are no longer in here potentially damaging heads by wiping them. And this cleaning system comes standard regardless of your configuration. Another thing we have in here that's unique to us is regardless of if you get a 4-color, 6-color, with or without white, there is what we call a pinning light after every single color. What is pinning? Pinning is not full UV cure, but it actually just gives like a quick flash of UV over the drops, so it freezes them in place as it continues along until it goes down to the final cure underneath the digital print unit. We offer one pinning after every single color standard. Some of the competition, it's only after a few colors or not after all of them. With us, it's after every single color standard. Another thing in this unit that they've changed, or they've updated over our previous model, is the print heads are completely static. They're not moving up and down, back to a cleaning tray. They stay in the same position. We bring the cleaning tray out to the heads, and then when we're done, we bring the material, which is here, up to the heads. The heads never move. A lot of time and effort and R&D was put into making this machine very easy to operate, very easy to hire for. So with that in mind, the idea is that this door is closed, operators aren't in here, operators aren't in the cabinets behind the machine, they're just here in the front. If you have any waste, your waste cleaner goes out here on the front of the machine, and your ink is here on the front of the machine. So while we're talking about the ink, we have what we call a bib system, a bag in box. Every one of these boxes has a 10-liter bag of ink inside of it. And at any given time, there's up to 4 liters of ink inside the machine. That's important because it gives you the freedom to change ink on the fly. If your operator, they're starting a production run, they notice that they're out of cyan, they can start production and then change it on the fly. You don't have to stop production in order to change out your ink. Ink system is a quick connect system, very easy to unplug and plug in, and you have no issue of cross-contamination here because operator puts the ink on, they plug it in, they then have a hand scanner. They scan orange, orange. If this is orange, violet, it throws an error, the pumps don't activate, and you don't mix your ink. So it's, like I said, it's made to be very easy to operate. Now we're moving downstream after the digital print unit. We have 2 more flexo units here. Slide this guy out of the way. They look very similar to the ones up front, just this one has a couple more bells and whistles to it. This one's configured for what we call cold foil. You start with a film, the glue is applied with a flexo plate, and then this film is sandwiched onto it, and everywhere the glue is becomes metallic, and everywhere there isn't goes up in waste. So that way, if you're printing on a paper or material that's not metallic, you can add metallic effects in line at full speed. The last flexo unit here looks very similar to all the rest. Only difference is you'll notice there's not a UV unit right here on the end. This actually cures down here. This is what we call our varnish web path. This is because this unit's set up for varnish. You would typically need time between when you print to where you cure for the varnish to wet out a little bit. So that's the only difference with these units. Then we come to what our die cut unit is called, the RDC Quick. This is a front load die cut unit. It saves a lot of time and a lot of back pain. A lot of die cut units like this that are full rotary, they load from the top, you have to have a crane, those dies are very heavy. Whereas here you have a cart, it just slides right in and right out. And probably at the end of this video, we'll show a video after we run production of that change out. And then we go to your matrix rewind. This is where after you die cut, everything gets wound up. Inspection table, and then your final re-roll. So that's the whole machine. Now let's see it run. And right now we're running 70 meters per minute. That's for the Gallus One, that is the maximum speed. In the future, we will have our Gallus 5 that will be running 100 meters per minute. So, as you see as we're running, there's no slowdown for your foil or the die cut. Everything's just a very smooth, easy to run process. So, as we talked about earlier, die change is very easy with our RDC Quick. We have this cart here and this assembly for your dies, and it's as simple as rolling this cart up, locks in right here, open it up, one-handed, just roll it out, then you change jobs. Done. It's that easy. If you'd like more information about the Gallus One, visit us at heidelberg.com/US/Gallus.